Hi, and thank you for joining my video. My name is Stevie. I'm an affiliate of the Sensoric Open Value Network. And in this particular video, I want to make an appeal to science lovers and nature lovers, and especially those who love and study biology, to help me solve a mystery. All right, so just to see what the mystery is about, which is for me very, very intriguing, I was recently driving east on the north shore of St. Lawrence River, and I was walking on the beach. We'll go to the map and see exactly where the location is. And and I found these weird shells, these clams that had a hole in them. And so at first I thought, well, there's a bird, because as you walk on the beach, if you stay there long enough, you see the tides going up and down, and you see these birds going to eat everything they find that is left behind by the tide. They eat crabs, they eat shells, they eat everything that's left behind. And so at the beginning I thought, well, this must be a bird. But then looking closely at the hole, how smooth and round it is, I thought that this was impossible to be done just by percussion by a bird. So it's a mystery. How and why are these clams perforated in such way? So I made a video for you to see the different specimens that I collected on the beach. I went back and I said, let me see how widely spread this phenomena is. And it turned out that as I was walking on the beach, there were like roughly 10% of the clams that I could find on the sand at the interface between the water and the dry land. Roughly 10% of the clams were perforated, had a hole in them in this manner. So I collected a few of them, which are very representative of what you can find there. So let me walk you through this little video here to show you what's some interesting things. So first of all, these holes are pretty much the same diameter. You will see a little later between 5 and 3 millimeters. They're tapered. If you look from the inside, the hole is a little smaller. So they're tapered holes, and they're very, very smooth, as you saw in the previous pictures. Let me accelerate here a little bit and go to another phenomena. Here's one where you could see that the holes have been started but not finished. They don't go the other way. All right. They have the same features, almost the same diameter, and they're very smooth. They're round. Here's another example where the hole has been not finished. So it goes through, but it's not a finished hole. And then you have some features here that might be of the same nature or not. We don't know. Here's another one where this hole is almost through, and you see that there's a very shallow one that has been started and abandoned, or whatever happened has not been finished. That's the least we can say. Another observation, as I accelerate this video here, is that I couldn't find a mussel that had the same holes in it. So whatever it's out there that drills holes into these clams prefer the clams, right? Here's some clams that I could find on the beach that didn't have the same pattern, same holes into them. So if we go a little back here and look at all the clams, what is interesting is that, let me go back to the video here. What is interesting is that it's the arrangement of the holes. As you can see from top to bottom, they're made closer to the higher, the fatter portion of the clam. Okay, in this quadrant right here. So that's an information. That's another information that could help us solve this mystery. Like, what is this thing that drills holes into clams along the north shore of St. Lawrence River. Okay, you can see that the disposition of the hole is almost the same on the left and on the left and right side, which is like the opposite side of the clamp. It doesn't mean that the clamp was drilled on both sides. Okay, what we can find here is just one side of the clamp that is drilled. We don't know what happens to the other side. So when I say 10% of the clamps, actually we have to multiply that by 2, because every clamp that has a hole in it, we should find the opposite side that doesn't have a hole in it. So that's one particular animal, that's one clamp, right? So my statistics is that 10% of the one side of the clamp, either the left or the right side of the clamp that you can find on the sand, has a hole in it, right? 10% of what you see on the floor has a hole in it. So that's another information. The hole is pretty smooth, so let's go to see some pictures here. So some more pictures. Here you can see the size of the hole. This ruler is 0.5 millimeters in length here, the stripes. So you can see, have an idea. Look how smooth this hole is. You have an idea. You can measure the outside diameter. Let me go back here and look at other features. So again, it's tapered. The hole is tapered. It's very smooth. The inside diameter is smaller. You can see here two different specimens. And have a look at to compare the outside diameter or the diameter seen from the other side of the shell and seen from the inside of the shell, and you can calculate the taper. It might give you some information about the process that is at stake here to drill into these clamps. Here's an example of a big one and a small one. So roughly big ones are 5 millimeters in diameter, small ones can go down to 3 millimeters in diameter. What are the features? Well, we talk about these unsuccessful through holes that we can also find. These are rare. These are rare on the beach. You don't find a lot of them. And now let's go back to the map here. And let me tell you where these things were found. So my road trip was from Montreal to Havre-Saint-Pierre into the St. Lawrence River, and as you can see, the more northwest you go, the more this thing opens up. It's an estuary, right? And so the clams were found here in Baie Trinité, and I'm going to zoom in and show you the beach. If it happens, if you are curious about these things and you want to go there, well, this is where you can find them precisely. Let me zoom in here. So there's a little village called Baie Trinité. There's a bunch of chalets, little houses here, and I was more or less on the beach right here. But if you walk this beach up and down, you'll find the same thing. It's a high percentage of these clams that are found on the beach that have these holes in them. All right, so my rough estimate is like 10% of them. Now, as I left Baie Trinité and I went towards Havre-Saint-Pierre, I stopped 2 or 3 times and checked on the beach to see if I can find the same phenomena. And I can say positively, yes, I did find 2 shells on the beach after walking 10 minutes, which was not the case in Baie Trinité. You could find them everywhere. So somewhere between Baie Trinité and Havre-Saint-Pierre, let it load a little bit here. Probably past Sept-Îles, okay, somewhere around here, I found a very few. So that's another information for somebody that would help us solve this mystery here, a biologist or whatever. You have to know that the occurrence was very heavy around Baie Trinité, and as we move up towards Havre-Saint-Pierre, the occurrence dropped dramatically. On some beaches I couldn't find any, and on one particular occasion I did find 2 specimens that had exactly the same features. water gets colder as you go more towards northwest. So that might be an indication, but whatever drills holes into these clams and doesn't like mussels, no holes in mussels, I couldn't find one, lives predominantly around Baie Trinité. On the way back home, I didn't have time to stop on the beach to see how far this phenomena goes, but it's very, very, very present around Baie Trinité. What else can I say here about these mysterious phenomena, these holes that we could find in the clams? Well, I do have my own theory. I don't want to spoil the thing, but well, I'm gonna say it. I believe this might be a predator. This might be an animal that lives in the water and has found a way to get into the clam and eat the meat. I suppose that this process it's very smooth. It is a tapered drill. It is probably acid driven. This thing probably produces some acid, latches on the clam and produces some acid that dissolves the shell, which is mostly calcium. That's my hypothesis. I have no clue, and I would love to have someone that knows better to inform us. So if you do have knowledge about this phenomena, please answer below the video in the comment below and enlighten us. Let us find the mysterious clam driller of Baie Trinité, you know, if it is a predator, just think about it. Doing this under the water, so how long it takes to drill a hole into these clams? You know, another question would be how strong how strong the acid produced by this thing. If it's acid, I mean, I cannot think about a mechanical way of drilling these things by a living organism. So if it's a chemical process, if it's acid driven, you know, that's how you dissolve calcium. Then the question is, you know, how strong this acid might be. This is a pretty interesting animal if you think about it, that has found a way to drill holes into these clams. And why just the clams? Why not mussels and other shells? Haven't found any other occurrence other than in this particular shell. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you are able to solve my mystery, the mystery of my vacation. I'll leave you with these pictures again for your inspiration, and hope you will come with the answer.